Welcome, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Today is the 16th of September, 2025, and this is part 1 of our analysis.
That's right. We'll be digging into some key developments relevant for UPSC aspirants.
Exactly. We know keeping up with current affairs is crucial for you. So, our mission today is simple. Cut through the noise, extract the essential knowledge from various sources, and get you exam ready fast.
And some of these topics might ring a bell, a good chance for revision, perhaps. Others will be fresh perspectives.
Definitely. We're connecting the dots today. Global events, local issues, tech, tradition, it all links together. Oh, and before we jump in, do hit like and subscribe so you don't miss out.
Okay, so where do we start? Maybe the South China Sea.
Yes, let's. The Dongsha Islands. What's the latest there, and why should you be paying attention?
Well, the Dongsha Islands are Partis Islands. They're governed by Taiwan, located up in the northern South China Sea. Really strategic spot. They're these interesting circular coral atolls. Only Dongsha Island itself is above water, and Taiwan has marine station there.
Yeah, and there was an incident recently.
Yes, Taiwan's Coast Guard had to repel some Chinese vessels. It really underscores the ongoing tensions there. It's a key flashpoint, for understanding the wider Indo-Pacific situation.
Right, crucial context. Okay, let's shift gears now. Defense tech. Russia's Zircon Missile sounds formidable.
Oh, it is. The Zircon, or SSN-33 as NATO calls it, is a hypersonic cruise missile. It's scramjet-powered.
Scramjet, meaning?
Meaning it uses its own high speed to compress air for fuel combustion. Allows it to reach, well, incredible speeds. We're talking Mach 9.
Mach 9, that's incredibly fast.
Exactly. It makes it extremely difficult, maybe near impossible, for current defense systems to intercept.
Wow. And there's more, right? Something about stealth?
Yes, the plasma stealth. It generates a plasma cloud around itself, which can absorb radar waves, making it harder to detect. Plus, it can carry conventional or nuclear warheads. It's being put on frigates.
A real game changer for naval strategy, then.
Absolutely. Now, shifting to India's naval power, INS Trikand.
Yes, tell us about that.
So, INS Trikand, that's one of our Talwar-class guided missile frigates, originally built in Russia. It recently conducted India's first ever bilateral maritime exercise with Greece.
First one with Greece. That's significant.
It is. Shows India's expanding naval diplomacy, its reach. Trikand is well equipped too, carries the BrahMos missile system, among others.
Okay, and sticking with the Navy, INS Androth, what's its role?
Right, INS Androth. This is the second in a new class of anti-submarine warfare craft designed for shallow waters, named after an island in Lakshadweep.
Built indigenously.
Yes, and that's the key point here. Over 80% indigenous content. Designed by GRSE in Kolkata. It boosts coastal surveillance, anti-submarine capabilities, and it can lay mines, too. Big step for self-reliance in defense.
That Make in India push really showing results there.
Okay.
Let's pivot to global standards and the economy. India is hosting an IEC meeting.
That's right. The 89th General Meeting of the International Electrotechnical Commission. It's happening in New Delhi.
And the IEC is the body for
setting international standards for all electrical and electronic technologies. Think everything from home appliances to complex industrial systems. Hosting this really highlights India's role in global standard setting. They work closely with ISO and ITU too.
Important for global trade and technology integration. Now, domestically, the PLI scheme for white goods. Applications are open again.
Yes, they've reopened the window. The Production Linked Incentive Scheme for white goods, specifically focusing on components for air conditioners and LED lights.
And the main goal is?
To build a complete manufacturing ecosystem for these components in India. Reduce import dependence, attract investment, create jobs, and basically make India a bigger player in the global supply chain for these items.
How does it incentivize companies?
It offers an incentive of about 4% to 6% on their incremental sales turnover for goods manufactured in India, a direct boost to domestic production.
Makes sense. Okay, let's move towards biodiversity. A new fish species.
Yes, quite interesting. Garra nambashiensis. It's a new freshwater fish species discovered in Manipur in the Chinwan River Basin.
Garra nambashiensis.
Locally, they call it nutungnu. It belongs to the labionine family. Finding new species like this just reminds us how rich the biodiversity is in India's northeast and how much might still be undiscovered. Important for the local ecology, of course.
Fascinating discovery. And on the conservation front, Some potentially good news for koalas.
Yes, really significant news from Australia. They've approved the world's first vaccine to protect koalas against chlamydia.
Chlamydia is a major threat to them, isn't it?
Huge. It can cause blindness, infertility. It's estimated to affect maybe up to 70% of wild koalas in some areas. And remember, they're already listed as vulnerable by the IUCN.
So this vaccine could be a real lifeline.
It could be crucial, yes. A major step in trying to conserve this iconic species facing multiple threats.
Okay, finally, let's touch on some social issues. The Ho tribe in Trikand. There's been some protests.
Yes, the Ho tribe has been protesting against what they see as interference in their traditional self-governance system, known as the Menki Munda system.
Can you explain that system briefly?
Sure. So the Munda is the village head, which respected, settles local disputes. The Manki oversees a group of villages, maybe 8 to 15, called a PID. It's their traditional administrative and judicial setup.
And this is important for?
Understanding indigenous governance, tribal rights, particularly relevant for subjects like GS Paper 2, the Ho are mainly concentrated in the Kolhan region of Harkand and predominantly follows Sarnaism.
Got it. And one last item, the pink tax.
Yeah.
What exactly is that? It's not an actual tax, right?
Correct. It's not a government tax. It's basically a term for the practice of charging more for products marketed specifically towards women compared to very similar, sometimes identical products marketed towards men.
Like razors or shampoo, for example.
Exactly, those kinds of things. The term came out of the U.S. Now, in India, there isn't a specific law against it, but the NCDRC, the National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission, has ruled against gender-based price discrimination in certain cases. So it touches on consumer rights and fair market practices.
Quite a range we've covered today. From geopolitical hotspots like the Dongsha Islands, advanced defense tech like Zircon,
to India's own naval strides with INS Trikand and Androth, global standards meetings, economic incentives like the PLI scheme.
fascinating biodiversity discoveries, crucial conservation efforts for koalas, and even deep dives into traditional governance and consumer issues like the pink tax.
So what's the takeaway for you, the listener? I think it's the sheer interconnectedness. All these seemingly separate events and issues, they weave together. A well-rounded understanding is just so vital.
Absolutely. And here's something to think about. How do these disparate elements, a remote coral atoll, a tribal governance system thousands of years old, a hypersonic missile, even the price difference on a bottle of shampoo, how do they all reflect broader trends in global power, environmental challenges, economic policy, and social justice?
How does seeing those connections sharpen your perspective? Something to mull over.
Indeed. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive today. Keep exploring these topics, keep asking questions.
And we'll catch you in the next one.